Hi all you internet folks, guess what I'm talking about tonight? Because if you break your head, then it's basically game over. Gamers say GG, so it's gonna be GG if you don't wear any one of these helmets. This one over here is one of my oldest helmets. This is the matte. This is the matte. What model is this? Okay, this is the matte Fifth Element. Ooh, this is the oldest helmet that I have. I don't really like this shape because I think that when I wear it, I actually look like an alien. So I've not worn this in like forever. The one over here is the Rudy Project. Now the Rudy Project, this is the Rudy Project Air Storm. This helmet is super light, as you can see over here. This is probably the one that gives me the coolest head, you know, the amount of ventilation, the amount of air that goes through this whole entire helmet is just ridiculous. So I used to wear this a lot when I used to cycle, but then of course I stopped cycling. So again, I stopped using the Rudy Project. And this one is the Lumos. Now, I like the Lumos a lot. Why? Because it has got this. As you can see here, it's got an integrated brake light. And it's an intelligent helmet. If you go to the website, you know, there's another accessory that you can mount on your handlebar. You can press left, it will indicate left. You know, if you press right, it will indicate right. The problem with this helmet is that when I put it on and if I go off-road with this helmet, then of course the purpose of using the signal lights wouldn't exactly apply. But so when I go off-road, I will look like this. At some point in time, I will look like this. And I look like this not because I want to. Obviously, it's not a good look. But when my speed starts to pick up, what actually happens is that even if I try to bend my head down, it doesn't seem to. It would seem like it want to fly off. So obviously, I have to like really put it on really tight. But when that actually happens, it kind of suffocates me. You know, the chin strap becomes very annoying. And if you notice that all these three helmets behind are all full face helmets, and there's a reason why there's a peak. It serves one functional purpose. At high speeds, if you were to angle your head down a little bit, the helmet actually stays on and it feels a lot more secure. So with this helmet at high speeds, it's something that I don't want to use. And that's also another reason why I purchased the Giro Switchblade, and this was actually the latest purchase I made. And I really want to talk about these three full face helmets in detail. Also because these three helmets are the more expensive ones, and also because I really like full face helmets. Let's talk about first the Lee Designs, the D3 Carbon. Now this helmet actually comes with a very nice carrier bag, as you can see down here. So this carrier bag actually allows you to just slot the entire helmet in for carrying purposes. And I actually have a nice a pair of Oakley goggles to go along with it. What I like about the Lee D3 Carbon is that it's got these inserts over here. So in the event of a crash, you know, you can just pull these inserts out. The person who's rendering assistance can actually remove the helmet almost immediately. Now, putting a helmet on, very straightforward. You do this and then push it down, and that's how you wear the helmet. Now for this particular size that I have, it's a little bit tight and it generates a lot of heat, and we're in Singapore, so the climate obviously isn't in our favor. So that's the reason why I've actually stopped wearing this helmet. Although in terms of look, I really like the D3 Carbon. I think that the Lee Designs are by far one of the raddest designs out there in the market. As you can see, so removing this helmet takes a bit of effort. It's a little bit tight. This is a size large as well. So All these three helmets are all like M/L. So in terms of the fit, Troy Lee is definitely a much tighter fit. And I've had the Troy Lee D3 carbon for a while already, and you can see that the rubber liners over here, it's all coming off. It's a small issue, you know. I'm gonna get some Yoo-hoo glue and then it'll probably last for a long time. Just look at the carbon weave on this thing. It really looks the part. And for that reason, this is probably one of those helmets that I will always keep. All right, next up, no introduction. I've made the video on this helmet before individually. So this helmet right here is the Ruroc, and this is the Ruroc RG1-DX. 1st September, they're gonna launch 3 new limited edition designs. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get all 3 because all 3 just it looks so sick, and it's just a joy looking at these helmets. There's one particular model called the Reaper, which is insanely nice. Okay, so let's talk about the Ruroc. In terms of weight, the Ruroc is the lightest, and it's really, I would say hands down, probably the nicest among these 3 helmets in terms of a full face. Now, wearing this helmet, again, is a breeze. 2 clips over here, you push these, and then immediately the lower face mask comes off. Just like that. Okay. Wearing this helmet is also essentially a breeze because it's got a mag lock design at the bottom. So it just snaps on, remove it, snaps on. So it's a mag lock design, it's got a magnet there. Putting it on is also extremely easy. Like so, boom, the helmet's on. Putting the face mask, I'm very familiar with this helmet because of the time I spent with it while I was snowboarding. So boom, boom, it's in. And this is the look of the Ruroc. And of course, if you buy a Ruroc helmet, they come with a set of goggles, and these goggles are also extremely wicked. So can you imagine if you go to town looking like this? That's right, yo, this is the look. Yeah, that's why everyone wants to buy a Ruroc. Okay, comes with mag lock goggles, and it's got integrated Bluetooth system for the RG1-DX as well. It's the upgraded Bluetooth shockwave system. And removing the helmet, we remove the lower face mask and then apply a bit of pressure, and then boom, the helmet comes off. And this is how you wear the Ruroc RG1-DX, and this is the Shadow Chrome. Okay, and next up, okay, before I start on the Giro Switchblade, let's talk a little bit about the amount of heat I feel when I put on these 3 helmets. Troy Lee, unfortunately, is extremely hot when I put it on. Ruroc is not as hot. Definitely not as good as the Giro Switchblade, but definitely a lot better than the Troy Lee D3. Anyway, so let's talk about the Giro Switchblade. Now, one thing I like about a full face helmet is ever since I had the Ruroc, and that consideration would be a removable lower face mask. So in this case, instead of choosing the matte parachute, I decided to go for the Giro Switchblade because it's got a removable lower face mask. And putting it on is also very easy. What I do is that I would just remove the lower catch. I'll just show it to you in a while. I'll just remove that, and then I would just put it on like so. And I'll be honest, when I first purchased the Giro Switchblade, every time I put on the helmet, I would remove the lower face mask. Every time I remove the helmet, I will also remove the lower face mask. But I realized that if you want to remove, or you don't really need to remove the lower face mask, as long as you just, if If you're going to be using it, of course, you can just push down on it. Giro provides a superb instructional video on how to actually use this particular helmet. But in this case, it's not really a hack, but it's something that I discovered when I had this helmet. So if I want to remove it, all I need to do is I would just push on the two buttons at the bottom. As long as this is dislodged from the lower clasp, then all I need to do is then I can just do this and it comes off. Very easy. And if I want to put it back on, just make sure that I have it angled in this manner, and then I will just put it on. All without needing to remove the lower face mask. If I need to remove the lower face mask, again, it's a very simple procedure. Bring it up, and I would just have to pull it out. So when I refer to the two lower catches, this is what I'm referring to. As long as these two is out and this is in the helmet, you don't really need to remove the lower face mask. So putting it back on, like so. It's definitely not as straightforward as the Ruroc, you know, it just snaps into place. But it's still relatively easy. Click, click, and then boom, done. So why is it now that the Giro Switchblade is my preferred full face helmet? I mean, I would say for many reasons. Firstly, I don't want to destroy this RG1-DX because this is a limited edition shadow chrome. So I don't really want to wear this every other day. I still want to retain a look and just use it specifically for snowboarding. I might get another one on the 1st of September, but then that would also mean that I will not be using it because it's going to be another limited edition that I'll be getting. So I am really torn right here. Back to the Giro Switchblade. Firstly, Giro comes along with another peak, and this one comes with an integrated GoPro mount or any action camera. So you could actually mount the camera to the peak. Same thing with the Ruroc. The Ruroc has it as well. If you remove this peak over here, there's another GoPro mount. If you angle your head in this particular manner, the helmet feels extremely planted. Once you dial this in, it really grips the entire circumference of your head. So that's why I really like this Giro Switchblade, and plus it's like matte black. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I actually fell and it took the bumps it's got some scratches now. It's got a little bit of war scars, as you can see on the helmet. The peak itself, you can just adjust it upwards. So you can just hide or you can just rest your goggles down here. But I don't really use goggles, I actually use my UVEX. You've seen it, transition glasses. I think that's sufficient for my application right now when I ride an e-scooter. Which helmet I like the most? Obviously, Ruroc RG1-DX Shadow Chrome, followed by my Lee D3, followed by, in third position, the Giro Switchblade. So I'm not really a huge fan of open face helmets now, because I think that every time I ride on my e-scooter, it's just not going to give me enough protection. I feel that if I should fall, I would definitely be falling on my chin, on my face, and the open face helmet just doesn't really give me a lot of protection, and that's the reason why I've invested in the Giro Switchblade. And just to add, I'll be giving away these three helmets in front, but I have to say that the giveaways can only be done in Singapore. Now, I need to say one thing about the matte though. It's my oldest helmet and it's in pretty bad condition. As you can see, the liners have all come off, but I think matte they actually do replacements for this helmet. So I mean, I've never actually fallen in any of these three helmets, so I think structurally, I think they all still work, but I'm going to be putting these on Gleam, the same platform that I used for my first giveaway. So again, there'll be no disputes, and if you like it, you can just click on it, take part in the competition. If you don't like it, don't click on it. Doesn't really matter. And yep, that's what I have for today. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't. And until the next one, you guys ride safe and take care. Okay, bye.